before we get going too far. So I'm excited to chat with you guys tonight. This is our kickoff call for the new year. And so I have some things to share with you. We have some celebrating to do. And anyways, it's going to be a good call. So let me share my screen. So good to see your faces. All right. It's covering up my messy desktop here. Isn't it funny how you can be like, I'm type A in some ways, and then in other ways, it's just like wheels off. So my desktop, my computer is such a mess. Okay, so if you're new to our call, I just also want to welcome you. We do these team huddles. Usually it's the first Monday of every month that I come on and give you guys a game plan for the month coming up, and we talk about some different things, do some training and do some celebrating. So the trainings for the rest of the month always vary, and they look a little bit different than this, but this is usually like our big team meeting. So it's great when you can hop on live. We understand if you can't because they're recorded, but it's hard to have a family meeting when we're not all on here together, right? Okay, so big congrats to Melody Williams. She is our new 2-star diamond coach. That is a huge, big deal. I don't know if you guys realize what this means, but it means that she now has 2 diamonds on her team that are personally sponsored by her. And this also means that Beachbody gives her a second business center. So she basically gets to duplicate herself and run her orders through a second business center. And that really helps with her like it will help with her team cycle bonuses and all kinds of stuff like that. So this is a really big step in terms of your career as a coach. And so we're really proud of her. She also gets to go to the New Leader Conference that is in LA in February. And so that's also a big deal. It's so cool because the very first year that I went to Summit, which is our big, like, all coaches are invited to come to Summit, and Summit's in July. So I'm about to set our Facebook group up for the group that's going to be headed there in July. It's in Louisiana this year. So it's not too late for you to come with us if you want to come. But all that being said, my very first Summit was in 2011, and it was in LA at the very same hotel that she's going to be staying at. So that was the last year that they held Summit there because it's grown so much. We've had it in Vegas, we've had it in Nashville, and so we can't have it in LA anymore, but she gets to go to LA, so it's very nostalgic for me that she'll be at that same hotel. It was my first Summit, and I know she's going to have an amazing time and come back and share lots of great things with us. So anyways, make sure you let her know how proud you are of her. So she and her team, Team Evoke, are doing a great job. And Team Fit Revival, I don't know if you know this or not, but we are elite for the 4th time in a row. It is such a big deal. I don't know if you guys are familiar with what all that entails, but just know that that means that as a collective whole, we helped a lot of people last year. And there are very, very few teams that can say that they have been elite 4 times in a row. Usually the number of elite teams is around the 200. I think this year it was more, maybe towards 250 this year, or last year. So for this year, I think it'll be less. But I know that there's we were like 1 out of 30 some teams that could say that they were 3 times elite in a row. So I don't know what that number looks like for 4-time elite, but it's a big deal. It means that you guys are amazing, and I'm so proud of your efforts. Even if you are a brand new coach, or even if you've been around and you've been with us for a while, every single person played a role in that. And so we celebrate that together because it's definitely a team achievement. And that is something that you can communicate to people when you're talking to people about the team that you're on, and being proud of the team that you're on, and knowing that we kind of know what we're doing. I mean, I'm not trying to brag, but since we're just all here together and we're family, we're pretty established here. And as far as knowing what best practices are, and knowing what makes a good coach, and how to develop leaders, and how to coach in a way that leads with our heart, like, we know how to do that here on this team. So if you're not plugged into the trainings and things like that, I just highly encourage you to do that, because I'm so thrilled with the way that we grew. I know that was our word last year, but with the way that we grew last year, and whether or not you ended where you wanted to end in terms of your goals, no doubt you grew. You grew as a person, you grew in your fitness journey, you grew maybe as a wife or as a mom or whatever. You had some sort of growth. And so that's what it was all about last year. It will continue to be about that. But we do have a new word this year, and I'm going to let you guys in on that here in a minute. So I just added this in like last second because I saw this right before our call started. But Devin and her coach, Allie, you guys know Allie, she's a diamond leader under, or she's a one-star diamond under Devin's team. But Carl sent her a handwritten note. I can't really see exactly what it says there, but how cool is that, that the CEO of Beachbody would send her a handwritten note thanking her for her efforts. We truly are part of an amazing company that is doing big things, and it just makes my day to see the smiles on their faces. And I mean, obviously they're having fun and laughing, but this is amazing. So you never know, but those types of personal touches, when I saw that, I was like, man, I need to do a better job at doing that, at doing those handwritten notes, at, encouraging people in that way. So anyways, Carl is such a good leader. If you haven't listened to his national wake-up call or listened to anything that he has spoken on, just anytime you get the chance to hear him, then it's an amazing, you leave inspired. So anyways, there's that. Allie, we're proud of you. And then our newest advisory board member is Ms. Tara Davis. So she is a newer diamond on our team, and we're super proud of her, because to be part of our advisory board, you have to hold diamond rank for at least 6 weeks. And then once you've done that, you're invited to come be part of this advisory board, where we continue just to help you grow as a diamond leader and advance your business. So, but anyways, we are excited for her and her growing team as well. I know it's going to be an awesome year. So let's talk about a few things. There are some things coming up that you have the opportunity to learn, to push your business forward, and to really make some things happen. So I posted a calendar earlier this week, and I'm just going to be honest with you, I have changed things since then. So hopefully you guys could be a little flexible with me, but I'll get that updated. But these dates are solid right here. So Jesse Reagan has helped me tremendously in the last year, and I know that some of you have taken his training. But he is going to be speaking at the Washington, D.C. Super Saturday this weekend. And if you're not going to the Super Saturday this weekend, figure out how to get to one as soon as you get off of this call. So the Super Saturdays and Super Sundays are local to you. They're spread all across the country. There will be one where you can drive to pretty easily, and you need to just get on your Coach Online office, go to events, and there should be listings of Super Saturday or Super Sunday events where you can go and meet and be with other coaches and hear some of the announcements and things that they're going to be saying this weekend. So that's that. Now, he's going to be speaking at the Washington, D.C. event, but he's going to come do that same training for us next week on Tuesday night at 8 p.m. I didn't add that in there. Sorry about that. I'll just do that right now. See, that's why I don't do share my slides the other way. So he will be talking to us Tuesday night. He has helped me tremendously, like I said. So if you can make it, I highly suggest hopping on that call. We have a Business Starter Academy that is starting on Monday. So if you are a new coach, or if you are a coach that needs to maybe restart, then this is a great opportunity for you to plug in. I will have the link for you to join that group here in the next day or two. So keep on the lookout for that. We are going to host a Diamond Sprint, and that is going to start Monday, January 23rd. So here's what you have to do to be part of Diamond Sprint. You need to be an Emerald coach or above, and that's it. So if you're not Emerald, you have plenty of time between now and January 23rd to become an Emerald. And we really hit the ground running in the Diamond Sprint. So if you are super motivated and ready to run with your business, we want you to be part of this. Only expectation there is that you are an active Emerald coach. We have a What is Coaching webinar on January 31st. So this is an opportunity for you to invite anybody that you would like to see part of your team. And I'm going to be talking about coaching, about our team, about how to become a coach, about the income opportunity, about everything related to coaching. So basically, I'm going to do the talking for you. You just have to invite people to the call that you want to be part of your team. And then you have to follow up with them afterwards. So that's on the 31st. And then we have a Team Beachbody Cup, which is like a kind of a competition that Beachbody hosts, and that will start in February. So teams will start forming for that this month. So keep on the lookout for that. If you want to be on a cup team, then there can only be one diamond coach per cup team. So if you're a diamond coach, chances are you're going to be forming your own team. But we'll get everything situated. If you want to be on a team, then we will find a place to plug you in. Okay, so always, I like to kind of give you guys the big picture. So if you're a brand new coach, we start you by going through the New Coach video series. Then you go through the Business Starter Academy. Then you go through Diamond Sprint. Then from there, you're part of our advisory board. When you advance to Star Diamond, then we ask you to become part of a very small group. It's our Star Diamond to Elite Mastermind group. And so I just like for you to see the big picture here, that there is something for you at every step of the way. There is a big gap between Business Starter and Diamond Sprint, because you may come out of Business Starter Academy not quite Emerald, but the training to become an Emerald coach is in that training. So if you do everything that Business Starter Academy asks you to do, you should be ready for that Diamond Sprint when the time comes. Okay? All right. So here we go. The 2017 word for our team is fearless. I love establishing this word, like a word for our team, because it becomes our theme and it becomes our vision for the year. And so last year was the first year that we did this as a team. I've done this personally for a few years now. Instead of setting a New Year's resolution, my faith is very important to me, so I just kind of pray and ask God for a word that He wants me to really dive into for that year. And so this year, I started thinking and praying about what that word was going to look like for myself and for our team. And I kept seeing the words brave and courageous and fearless. And, I just kept seeing those words, and then it started to get heavy on my heart, and I knew that this is the direction that we needed to go. Because like I mentioned earlier in the call, we're established. We're not a new team. We are an established team. We have a solid foundation. We've done a lot of growing, and we have a lot of growth left to do. But what I think we need to do now is we need to take off and run without blinders. and to be bold and to be fearless with what we have and to not be ashamed and just to run with passion and without fear. Because fear, and I'm going to get into this in a minute, fear can be a tricky thing. And so I love this question here. And it says, when was the last time you attempted something that was destined to fail without divine intervention? So basically, when is the last time you really allowed yourself to dream big, to think about what it is that really, what dream is really planted in your heart that you want to achieve? When is the last time that you went for that? And so in order to go for something like that, and let me make sure everybody's muted. There we go. Okay, so I want you just to kind of simmer on this question for a little bit, because I think it bears a lot of weight as far as when it comes to being fearless. Using what you know. I mean, when I think about the leaders on this team right now, we have a lot of emerging leaders and new leaders, but Devin and her team have been with us for a while. Amy and her team have been with us for a while. Melody and her team have been with us for a while. Mandy and her team have been with us for a long time. So there is a lot of collective knowledge here. Renee and her team, you've been with us for a while. So we need to just take the blinders off and be bold and be fearless about what it is that we have, and that we're not going to be stepping on glass. So just really owning it. And so that's what I want us to take into the new year. When I think about the word fear, fear will paralyze you. When I think about what prevents coaches from being successful in this business, it's usually one of two things. And one of those things is fear. The other thing is they tend to reinvent the wheel when it's not necessary. So fear is one of those things that will absolutely prevent you from being successful. And it's not just being successful as a coach, because you can run from your fears all day long, whether it's here in coaching or in something else, but at some point you're going to have to face them in order to move forward in life. And so fear can really take your freedom, and it can make you feel unworthy. And when I talk about this word, just know that it's heavy on my heart too. So I am not immune to fear. I may seem like I'm fearless when it comes to this business. I may seem like I'm fearless when it comes to other things, but I can assure you that there are times when I am not. And so this is a word that I am diving into as well. Because even let's be honest, before this call, I was thinking, I wonder if this is even going to be a good word. Is this the right word? And so these thoughts started firing away in my head. And I thought, is this really going to mean anything to them? Is this really going to help anybody? Do I really have anything good to say here? These are all thoughts that are making their way into my mind. So my job, though, as a leader, is to push those out and to act anyways. I'll be honest with you. I woke up this morning feeling uninspired. Our heater didn't work for the 4th time. My kids are home. My husband's out of town. And I knew I had this call tonight. And so all of those things started working their way. Have you been there? I mean, have you started to take action on something, and then before you know it, you've talked yourself out of it? Because fear creeps in little bit by little bit by little bit, and then before you know it, you're sitting there paralyzed doing nothing that you were originally inspired to do. And so there have been some things in my life lately that I realized that I was really letting fear and anxiety, does anybody deal with anxiety, really grab hold of. And so this is kind of a new thing, because I had always been pretty prideful that I got this. I can do this. I've got this. I got it. But I'm here to tell you that we all need each other, first of all, and that sometimes we don't have it. But Being fearless means that you act in spite of your fears. And so that's what I'm asking you to do this year. If you're a brand new coach and it is so stinking scary to send out that first invite, I'm asking you to do it anyways, because somebody invited you and your life has changed because of it. So make sure that you're willing to give that gift back away. Being fearless means bravely running towards your fears, not away from them. So whatever it is that just scares you to death about this business, maybe it is making videos. It still creeps me out to go live on my page. So, but I do it anyways, right? So I know that if I'm scared to do something, I should do it anyways, because that's how I grow and that's how I reach more people. And if I don't share what I've been doing and what's happened in my life over the last 6 years, then I am doing people a disservice, because God has been so flipping good to me. And if I don't share that, then shame on me. Being fearless, me, is often counterintuitive. So it feels wrong sometimes. Like it feels like, oh, I'm so nervous about this. I don't think I can do this. It feels like you're going against the grain, because you are. You don't need to be normal. You don't need to fit in. You need to be you. Be fearless and be you. And yes, that is going to feel counterintuitive if it's not something you're used to doing. Don't be like everybody else. Don't look over here and look over here. There's a lot of celebrity culture that comes with being a coach sometimes. My business took off when I decided to just do me. And so that's what I'm asking. And sometimes being fearless means that you have to just do you, not the people around you. Being fearless means going public with your goals. That is scary, because, man, what if you don't reach that goal? What if you do reach that goal and then you have to make another goal? But going public with it means that you have to act on it. I told the leaders on my personally sponsored team that I wanted us to be a 15-star diamond team. That is me going public with this big, huge, fat team goal that I have no idea how we're going to get there. No clue. But I know we can do it. So I'm asking you, if I don't make big goals, then it gives you permission to not make big goals. Maybe your big goal is to just send out an invite. Maybe your big goal is to get to Emerald. Maybe your big goal is to make $500 a month so that you can cover a car payment or get out of debt. Whatever that is, I'm asking you to go public with it. It doesn't mean you have to post it on your Facebook page. Maybe it means you need to tell your spouse. Or maybe it means you need to tell your coach or your team or your challenge group or whatever. There's lots of ways to go public. It doesn't mean that you have to post it for everyone to see. Being fearless means confessing your excuses. We're all guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. I don't have time. I don't have the resources. I don't know anybody. There's nobody to talk to. I only have 100 Facebook friends. Whatever. We've all been there. Confess your excuses and move on. Be fearless. Find a way to get it done. And so one way that you can be fearless, and this is one of my favorite things about being a coach, is to encourage. And to encourage literally means to give courage. That is a powerful thing. So if you're feeling like you're having a lot of fear and you don't know how to just take action and to just go and do that thing that scares you, what I suggest that you do is go and help somebody else first. Help them, encourage them, because when you do that, you are giving them courage and you're changing somebody else's life. And I guarantee you, when you do that, it will bless you in return, and you will have the courage that you need to move forward in your business or in your life or whatever goal it is that you have. And so what I'm asking also for this team is that we would be a team that, above anything else, that we talk about duplication all the time, and we talk about systems, and we talk about ways to help our team duplicate so that we can help as many people as possible. But I think if we can be a team that duplicates courage, then we're on to something. Because when you do this, you love on others and you basically expose them to the strengths and the gifts and the talents that they did not even know that they had. So if we can be a team that duplicates courage, I think it will go a long way to not just helping you be fearless, but to helping other people be fearless and to really live in their gifts. When I was thinking about this, I was thinking, you know what, your challengers and your coaches, they come with a whole host of fears. So we can talk about ourselves and being fearless and what that looks like, but it would all be for naught if we don't talk about this right here. So I talked to some new challengers on the phone today because that's a new thing that I'm doing. When I have somebody new join my challenge group, I have them schedule a one-on-one phone chat with me, and we just get to know each other for a few minutes, and then we talk about their goals, and I make sure that they're set up for success. And that is so much fun because it feels like I'm getting back to those basics of being a coach and really diving in and helping people where they're at. But when I had those conversations today, it became apparent that it's not just coaches that come with fears. It's our challengers too. And so if we can help them overcome those things, then man, we are really duplicating that in the best way possible. So a lot of times your challengers are going to, feel like, can I even finish what I start? Is this something that's going to work for me? Do I have the time for this? Are they going to be supported by their spouse or their family or their friends? If they lose the weight, will it stay off? How do they know this will work? What if they mess up? What will people think? These are all questions and fears that they're going to have. And so it's your job as a coach to encourage them and reassure them and know that despite their fears, that you're going to be there to give them the courage that they need to bridge that gap. And so that's another way that as a team that we can really operate in that sense of that word, fearless. And so while we're talking about this, I also want to talk about these big dreams. I asked you the question at the beginning of the call, and I want you to think, if you have a big dream, like a big dream, I don't know what your big dream might be, but maybe it's to pay off your house. Maybe it's to bring your husband home from his job. Maybe it's simply so that your husband doesn't have to work 2 jobs and you work 2 jobs. Maybe it's so you can stay home with your children. Whatever your big dream is, you know what it is. I don't necessarily know for all of you guys, but your dream is somebody else's legacy. I read this in this past week and I thought, man, that is amazing because it's true. My dream at first was to be home with my kids. That's why I really dug my heels in initially, so that I didn't have to go to my job every morning. And I used to love teaching, but my heart had changed and I wanted to be home. And so my dream of being home is actually my children's legacy, right? Because now I am home and now we do get to spend that time together that I really felt like I was missing out on. And so your dream is going to impact somebody else. Just something to think about. And so it's important enough for you to be here a year from now, or better yet, to be here in 5 years. Plant yourself in one place and let the roots grow deep. Because if you're not willing to do that, then chances are that dream is just not going to come to fruition, right? Dreams take a long time to see happen. They're not just going to happen in 6 months or even a year. You can make some headway in a year for sure, but you're really just getting started at that point. And I'm going to illustrate that for y'all in just a second. And if you want to live an epic life, this is another quote that I read, so this is not something from me. If you want to live an epic life, you'll have to overcome epic challenges. So if you're going to be here in 5 years, just know you're going to go through some stuff. It's not going to be easy. Some days are going to be easy. Some weeks are going to be easy. Some months, maybe some years. But there's going to be times and seasons where, man, maybe like things just suck. You know, maybe things are tough. But that's how stories are written. And so if you want to live an epic life, I really believe that you have to overcome some epic challenges and be willing to do so. So I don't share this often. I don't really share this at all. I do share this, the number aspect of these things in our What is Coaching Sneak Peeks. But this is me. So this is me illustrating what it might look like. Obviously everybody is different, but in March, see, this makes me totally nervous to share this. Like my heart starts beating a little faster, and it's hard for me to share this, and I don't know why, but this is one of my fears, is sharing this. And so here we are. I'm just going to run towards that fear, and I'm going to share it with y'all, and I hope that you will take it in the right way. But in year one, in 2011 is when I started. You can see the amount that I made there was under $5,000 for the year. I went back to work that year. So I was working full-time as a teacher. I had 2 boys under 3, had a nanny that was pregnant, and I would come home every day and she would have McDonald's hamburgers still on Luke's tray, and he was under 1. And my husband would come home and she would be asleep on the couch and Luke would be crawling around on the floor. And it was a very traumatic year for me. It was a devastating year for me. My life was in chaos and it was a mess. And it was not a good year. But I knew that if I wanted something different, I was going to have to do something different. And so I started digging my heels in that year. And starting in November, I started making Success Club 5. I started running challenge groups every month, November and December of 2011. But in year 2, our marriage was on the rocks, and we almost didn't make it, y'all. But we did, and God is a good God, and He restored what was broken. But that was another tough year, and I quit teaching that year because I was doing well enough, or so I thought, in my business. I was ended that year as a 2-star. I made Success Club 5 to 10 all 12 months. Even in the hardest months, it was a really hard year still, and I ended up just under 15,000. So in year 3, I went from 2-star to 5-star. And that was the first year that Team Fit Revival was elite. And my Success Club was about the same. But I never miss it. Never. It's an absolute non-negotiable. But you can see that there was a big jump from year 2 to year 3. So my question to you at this point is, would you have stuck it out for 2 full years to get to year 3? Your dream has to be big enough, and your desire to pass that legacy on has to be important enough. So whatever that thing is for you, I just pray that you will be fearless enough with that dream and not give up on it, and know that whatever it is that you want to do here, it is possible. And so you can see what happened in year 4 and year 5 and year 6, and the last 3 years have been much smoother for our family. We've paid off over $100,000 in debt. We put our boys in a Christian school of our choosing that is not cheap. And it's, we're in a totally different position than we were in 2011 and 2012. When things started going wacky, it puts a strain on relationships and everything else in your life. But we had to overcome some epic challenges in order to feel like we're living an epic life. And there may still be epic challenges ahead of us, but I can honestly say that we have been through some tough stuff, but we have come through it on the other side, and we have not given up. And so I share this with you. And in year 6 here, guys, you can see that I ended year 3, I ended year 4, I ended year 5 as a 5-star. None of that really changed. There were people that came and went. during those years. In year 6, we grew. We grew as leaders on this team, and the number of Success Club points on my personal end of things increased. And so you can see what happens with your income. It matters. So 6 years of following a dream has led to this, and I'm super excited to see where 6 more years of following this dream leads. My dream now is that y'all see this type of progression, but it will only happen if you stay consistent and that you don't give up and that you're fearless with your goals and with your dreams. So you guys have seen these charts, right? I posted them last week. But let's just say for the next year, you gave courage to 3 people monthly, and you set them up with an all-access challenge pack, and you put them in your challenge group, and you committed to helping them for a year. So if you do that, then you can see what the progression is. If you do 3 new people every single month, by December, you will be making $853 per month, and that is if all of those people stay on Shakeology. And guess what? They're not. So there is some give and take here. Because what happens, so in January, that's 70 times 3 is your commission, $210. Those 3 people stay on Shakeology, and then you add another 3 new people. And so that the compound effect of that is what you see in December. So not all of those people are probably going to stay on Shakeology that long, but we can really improve in that area and helping people understand the benefits of that so that they stay on it longer. This is just retail. This also does not include any cycle bonuses that you earn or anything like that. So this is not the only way to earn. And then your 1 year of giving courage to 5 people monthly, you can see what you would be making by the end of the year. And this is just, these are projections, but I'm a visual learner, and so I like to see what would happen if I decided to increase my goal. And I had the totals, like if you were to do this all year, what you would have made for the whole year, and I should have added those here. So if you were to add the amounts from January to December, I can't remember what those were, but they're posted in the Team Fit Revival page, so go look for that post. And then if you were to help 7 people a month, this is what it would look like. And I put the wrong graph on there because you cannot see the totals, but by December, you would be earning $2,000 per month, roundabout. So I hope this kind of helps you. You have a huge opportunity with Beachbody On Demand All Access. Speaking from experience and knowing the history of what's happened over the last 6 years, when 21 Day Fix came out, it didn't feel like a big deal. I even was like, I just don't know. But honestly, it was the biggest thing that has happened to my business in terms of a program coming out or a new launch coming out, because it's literally changed the way we do business ever since the launch of that program. This is the same type of thing. So don't be like me and like wait to get on board, because basically you can either get on board or be left behind is what's going to happen here. Beachbody On Demand All Access is the direction that we're headed. And it is a huge opportunity for you to help people for the long haul, to really develop relationships with your customers and with your coaches. You get a higher initial commission as shown in the graphs. It only takes 2 sales for you to reach Success Club and cover your cost of Shakeology. So 2 of those challenge packs is $70 a piece. You earn $140. You have more than covered the cost of you drinking Shakeology and being a coach. That's awesome. It's going to help your customers stay on Shakeology longer, which is going to help your residual and ongoing commissions. Because no longer are they getting an email like used to it was, or a charge. Used to, they would sign up for a challenge pack in month 1, in month 2. If they didn't cancel their Beachbody On Demand, they saw the $38 for the quarter, and then they saw the $15.95, and then they saw just about $100 for the Shakeology. So that's 3 separate charges, and that's a lot. So what happens is, instead of just canceling the Beachbody On Demand or one part of that, they would call and cancel all of it. So now with Beachbody On Demand All Access, they have it for the year. There's no separate charges. And so that makes the process super simple and more encouraging for people to just stay on their Shakeology and continue to drink it without worry of the multiple charges. It really simplifies the conversation. So as a new coach, or even as an older coach, it's been very freeing for me, because I can just say, hey, look, this is what I've got. This is the group that I've got. I'm excited about it. Here's what comes with it. I'm going to set up a one-on-one chat with you as soon as you get registered for the group. And when they do, then you get on the phone and set them up with the right program within Beachbody On Demand. Definitely don't let them just like experiment and hop around and do all of that. You want people to start a program and finish it. So it's your job as a coach to make sure that they know what they're doing in there and that they're not just hopping around and hoping something sticks. So I already mentioned the second thing there. For Emerald coaches, you can't earn a team cycle bonus unless you're an Emerald coach. So, and we don't want you just to be an Emerald coach. We want you to continue to do that over and over. So if you're an Emerald, we want you to get to Emerald again, because that's how, when you start teaching coaches on your team to help people with an All Access Challenge Pack and help you run challenge groups, that's where your team cycle bonuses start to increase. And you guys already know this information, so I'm not going to go over it any more, but I wanted to make sure I included this in case you don't. But the value here is so amazing. You have an amazing opportunity here to change lives, to move your business forward, and to double down on some incredible momentum. If you're not on the bus already, I hope that you'll get on, or else you're going to be left behind. It's an exciting time to be a coach. It's an exciting time to be a coach on this team. And it's just time that we move forward and be very bold about what we have to offer and why we're offering it. And that's it. And so whatever your lion is, I've been reading this book and I'm almost done with it. But it's called Chase Your Lion. It's basically about your fears. And if you're not dreaming big enough, or what did it say? Now I forgot what it said. But it talks about dreaming big. Or if your dreams don't scare you, they're too small. That's what it said. And so I just encourage you to, whatever that dream is, and you're like, whoop, it bubbles up, and then you just push it back down. It bubbles up, and then you just push it back down. Don't push it back down. Let it bubble up, own it, and face it, and take action on it. And so I did some work with some coaches at the end of the year, and we made some 12-week goals. I have a nice little Google Doc spreadsheet for you where you can make some 12-week goals. So I will share that in our team page. But I want you to make your goals, and then I want you to make them public. So basically 12-week goals are quarterly goals, right? Act like this is based off another book called 12-Week Year. So act like your year is 12 weeks long. What do you want to do in a year? Let's do that in 12 weeks. Then let's reevaluate and do something different in the next 12 weeks. So make your goals, make them public with the people around you. You can do it on Facebook, but remember, you don't have to. And remember that you can't finish what you don't start. So you have to start now, and you have to give yourself a deadline. And that's why I encourage you to use that 12-week deadline. So, and by the way, if your goal is to be Emerald in 12 weeks, you need a new goal. That is not big enough. You can do that in 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 or 4, but 12 weeks, Emerald's not a big enough goal. So maybe you want to pay off some debt. Maybe you want to pay your mortgage. Maybe you want to add 5 new coaches to your team who are ready to help you run challenge groups and help more people. Whatever your goal is, make it public and give yourself a deadline and chase your lion. Don't run away from it. So that's all I have. This is your year to be fearless and to dream big and to just go for it, Team Fit Revival. I love you, and that's it. I'll see you guys next week.